Well, happy Sunday, great evening to everybody watching us live. We appreciate you being here. And if you happen to catch the recording, I don't know when you catch it, some of this information might be too late for you, but I am super excited to be here to host this evening's leadership call. My name is Coach Sonic Jones. And listen, I started doing something, and I guess now I'm kind of stuck doing some things. So we're going to take our trip, ladies and gentlemen, to the Coach's Corner with the People's Coach, Sonic Jones. And let's see what I'm going to talk about today. It's a lot of you guys, you know that I've been traveling, man. I've been celebrating my birthday, but right before this, I'm gonna just be totally transparent with a lot of you guys. I got some health news that listen, quite honestly, had me a little bit worried. And so I decided that I'm going to make this birthday count. And I've been on the road. I've been on the road. Punta Cana, absolutely amazing, right? And that was one of the first stops. I'll be definitely seeing you guys in Vegas. And for those that don't know, I come from the travel industry. I got to tell you that before I got into the travel industry, over a decade ago, probably about 14, 15 years, I did some traveling, right? But I gotta be honest, I stayed in places with numbers and colors in this name. Some of y'all will get that little late, like Red Roof Inn, Motel 6. I just hope they left the light on me. But as I got into travel, ladies and gentlemen, I began to up my taste. And it got to the point where I made some decisions, right, in life that I want to travel differently than I've ever traveled before. And so now, when I decide to go places, I often look for swim up suites, private butlers, different things like that, because I've learned there's always another level. Now I'm going to flip that and give you some information, right? But this this trip to Punta Cana, first of all, has been absolutely amazing. But I'm going to let you know it started out a little bit rocky. What do I mean by that? Well, I'm a person. I don't eat red meat. I don't eat pork. I have a very unique palate, right? I made some health decisions many, many years ago. And when I first got to the property, I'm gonna be totally honest that I wasn't in love with the food that I was getting or the choices that I was. But being who I am, and the blessings that are also bestowed upon me, I was fortunate enough to get the manager of the resort and of food services have a private meeting with me, and I just got to say, was blessed to now be assigned a personal chef. Personal chef said, "Well, what is it that you like?" I told him, I eat chicken, I eat, shrimp, lobster, seafood, different things like that. And so the personal chef made sure I need to know, just let me know wherever you want to go for lunch, and whatever you like, it will be handled. I tell you this because the point of what I want you to really understand, ladies and gentlemen, in life, there's always another room. I'm going to say this again. There's always another room. When you think that you've arrived to certain levels, certain places, when you hit diamond, when you hit $100,000, there's always another room. And it's going to be your job, if you decide to take this job on, to find the other rooms. Ladies and gentlemen, Will Zanders is $1 million earner in our company and a multi-million-dollar earner in our industry. But even for Mr. Zanders, there's always another room. Now, some of you guys have booked yourself a lovely hotel room in Vegas, and you're going to have the time of your life. And then you're going to be blessed to walk into this $1 million penthouse that Mr. Zanders was so kind enough to give. And it's going to open your eyes for you to realize there's always another room. When you see the layout of this penthouse, and I'm going to tell you this because I've experienced this penthouse with him before. And then you go back and you do a comparison to the room that you're currently staying in, it's going to be apparent to you. There's always another room. And you know, here's the reality. When you experience that, I want you to know, even in that, there's going to be another room. There's going to be a bigger, better penthouse than what we had access to. So I want you to always have in your mind to strive, ladies and gentlemen. Make it your mission to always find the other room. That is my tip for you this Sunday evening, live from the Coach's Corner with Coach Sonny Jones, the People's Coach. That being said, let's go ahead and get started with our leadership call, ladies and gentlemen, as we prepare for another room with the one and only Mr. Will Zanders. Now, if you're new on the call and do not know who this gentleman is, well, you heard me say yes. He is a multi-million-dollar earner in our industry. But I had to tell you, him taking his time out, if you heard on our pre-call that this gentleman is actually traveling from the state of Louisiana down to Florida, but pulled over just so he can take the time to make sure that he spends this time pouring into the people. See, he himself is a man of the people as well. He has a heart of gold. He knows 150% of this information necessary to get you guys from A to Z in your business. I'm so happy that he's going to be here taking his time to share that with us, man. He absolutely loves to have fun, and some of y'all are going to experience that this upcoming weekend in Vegas. So without further ado, let me do the honors and go ahead and introduce Coach Will Zanders. Sir, we're ready for you. Are you there?
I am here, sir. Coach, I want to thank you so much, man, for that kind introduction. For everybody coming to Las Vegas in person, I cannot wait to see y'all. For those of you who were unable to make it in person, I'm going to just give y'all a quick heads up now. I was talking to Coach Sonic, Coach Marcus, Paula, and others, and on our leadership team. The next opportunity for you to hang out with us in person, we'll have the dates for you, but that's going to be in Orlando, Florida. Just a heads up, just so y'all know, it'll be in the springtime, and I will have that information for you at the Vegas event. So first come, first serve for you guys who came to make it in person. Now, that being said, I'm going to hop off camera because I got some notes I really want to get through. Please get your paper and pen handy. And we are going to lay some foundational groundwork for you. Again, I'm tuning in live from the beautiful town of Daphne, Alabama. They call it the Jubilee City. But I really wanted to pull over, stop the drive, make sure y'all get this information, and I'll be back on my way, okay? So that being said, let me hop off camera. Thank y'all again for hopping on. Thank you, Coach Hunter, for putting this together. And let's dive into the information. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to start off tonight with the story. And I just want to tell you that once upon a time, there was a fisherman. And the fisherman lived by a very quiet lake. And every day, the fisherman would go out on his boat, cast his net, and he would catch enough fish to feed himself, his wife, his kids, and he was very content with his life. And although he worked long hours, okay, because, you know, fish, you got to be up early in the morning with fish. You want to get them good, okay? He made sure his family was always provided for. Now, one day, a businessman happened to come to the lake. And he was watching the fisherman from the shore. And when the fisherman came in, the businessman asked him, he said, I'm just curious, why do you fish so hard all day for just enough fish? And the fisherman replied, it's the way I've always done it. I catch enough for my family and I go to bed knowing that I've done my job. Okay, the businessman smiled and he said, now what if I told you by using a different method, you could catch 10 times as many fish without working any harder? And the fisherman said, why would I need that many fish? My family can't eat that much. And the businessman smiled, the even bigger grin, and he said, but think about it. If you catch more fish, you can sell the extra fish to others. With the extra money, you could hire people to fish, and soon you'd have a fleet of boats, and you would not need to fish anymore. You could retire. And the fisherman said, okay, well, what would I do after I retire? Businessman said, you could spend your days relaxing by the lake and fishing when you want, only for fun. And the fisherman laughed and said, that is what I'm doing right now. Okay. Now, here's the lesson from that story. Twofold. And one, it's not just about working hard, it's about working smart. And you really want to build a system that multiplies your efforts. We build people, people build the business. Okay. But hear me out. Even though the fisherman lacked leverage that could take him further, okay, he didn't want to go further. And just like in network marketing, you can leverage what you're doing, use systems to make more, build more, earn more. However, you can never forget that until you know why, the how doesn't matter. The businessman, if he really understood and if he really listened, if he listened to the fisherman, he would know that the fisherman was very happy and very content. So when you're talking to people about the business, you got to understand everybody don't want to stay in a $40 million penthouse. Okay. Some people don't want to own that. I have no desire to own that. One day, if I continue to work and I continue to build, could I own something like that? Sure. But as of right now, that's not even on my list. I want to pay off the house I got. I told him that the other day. That's what I'm doing in 2025. I'm paying off the house. Okay. You just got to understand everybody is in it for something different. And let me tell you what smart sponsors do. Smart sponsors, once a person's involved, they got their product, the next conversation you really need to have with them on an individual basis, okay, is going to be your top 20 reasons why you want to be successful. Why do you want to do this? Why do you want to do this business? And highlight the top 4 reasons of that. We could say goals, but sometimes people get intimidated by the word goals. So we want to use the word reasons. Why? You need to have strong, compelling reasons day one about why you want to do this business. And the reasons are going to be uniquely specific to you, just like the fisherman had his goals, the businessman had, his goals, okay, and things of that nature. Your goals might be, I want to show people what I'm really capable of. Your goal might want to be, buy my mama a house. That was one of my goals. Okay, my parents, buy them a house. Okay. The goals might be, you want to pay off a car, pay off credit cards. But once you do that, maybe you'll think about some bigger goals. Okay. Some people want to go to Punta Cana and have a private chef because they've never experienced anything like that. They just like, you know what? I just want to see what it's like. Okay. So you got to know what your goals are. And here's the thing. If your sponsor, for whatever reason, has not inquired these things, that's perfectly fine. If you're on this call tonight, now you know you need to know your goals, and you don't need anybody to tell you that you need to write a list down on paper of what your goals are. Because if you ain't loving it enough to write it down, you don't really want it like that. Kids write Christmas lists, and network marketers write lists of their reasons why, their goals. That's what we do. Okay, period, point blank, in the story. Moses wrote down the 10 Commandments. If something's important, you're going to write it down. You can have it on your phone as a vision board, and you should. A virtual vision board. Your phone background should be a collage picture of your top 4 reasons why of your top 20. Whatever visual representation that you want to have. Well, I don't know how to do that. Well, learn. YouTube video. Facebook got a collage thing. You can do the story, do the collage, screenshot it, upload that, learn. You can't always have your hand out saying, teach me, teach me, teach me. At some point, some of you, the top 20% of you anyway, you're going to learn the difference between formal education and self-education. Formal education can make you a living. Self-education can make you a fortune. Okay, I want to be very, very clear about that. So figure out why you want to do it and take your education as seriously as anything else you've ever done. And you're going to be successful if you push through and don't quit. Let's move on. Now, you got to have the proper foundation for growth. And this is something very important coming into Vegas, because in Las Vegas, we're going to be teaching advanced concepts. And I'll tell you more about that at the end of the call. But I want to give you tonight the proper foundation for growth, okay, because we simply won't have time to cover it in a single day event, all right? I like doing fun stuff too, okay? So the proper foundation, what will? You just said, though, until you know why, the how doesn't matter. So does a proper foundation matter if I don't know why I need the proper foundation? Well, good call there, young grasshopper. Let me explain to you why the proper foundation is important. Number one, because what is repeated is remembered, and what is remembered is repeated. So what I'm about to say, some of you know it, some of you are teaching it, some of you have never heard it before, but we're going to go through it again very quickly, because this is why the proper foundation for growth is important. Please write this down. Number one, 70%. Okay. You're going to write down number 2. You're going to write down right underneath that 3%. And then right underneath that, number 3, you're going to write down 27%. Now, this is not to be confused, okay, with the 20% of people in network marketing who make 80% of the money. This is not to be confused with the 80% of network marketers who divide up 20% of the money. Okay, so you understand you want to be in the top 20%. These are going to be different numbers. Okay, there is a language that we speak in network marketing. It is similar to the language that lawyers speak. You know, in the legal field, lawyers speak a certain way. Coach Sonic teaches doctors. A lot of y'all don't know that. One of his many skills is he literally teaches the next generation of doctors at one of the most prestigious medical schools in the country. A lot of people don't know that Sonic does that. Okay, but you can ask him. Doctors have a certain language because it's a profession. Actors have a certain language because it's a profession. Coach Stu, when he's amongst his peers in the acting community, they have a different lingo. They have a different language for the terminology. Network marketing is a profession. Anything that you can make 6-7 figures in, if anything that you can do that in, that is a profession, ladies and gentlemen. And when you start to understand this business model as a profession, you will understand that. But part of the profession is the terminology. It's the terminology. Okay. So 70%er, 3%er, 27%er, top 20%. These are parts of our terminology. Okay. These are parts of our terminology, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Goals and reasons, strong emotional barriers to exit, which is the reason. Okay. That is part of our terminology. You don't hear terms like that working at McDonald's. Your goals, your strong emotional barriers to exit. Okay. You don't hear that auto ship. That's part of our terminology. And until you understand this as a profession, you will not have a desire to learn your terminology. Okay? So 70%ers, 70% of people, this number is actually going up, but I'm going to keep this number here for now. Okay? 70% of the people in the world, 70% of those people are going to die broke. I'm sorry, that's what insurance company statistics say. And based on what happens with the economy, that number may go up. Okay? But as of right now, 70% of people are going to die broke. Period. That is it. It is the number. It's been that way since before any of us were born. And insurance companies have kept meticulous statistics on these numbers since before we were born, because insurance companies have to predict the future to the best of their ability. I'll say that again. Insurance companies, very, very big industry, have to predict the future to the best of their abilities. What age range is most likely to get into a wreck? Okay, we'll set that. What state is most likely people get wrecked? That state is going to have higher amounts of it. They have to predict the future to the best of their ability. Okay, so let me tell you, 70%ers, they're non-learners. They have no desire whatsoever to learn new things. Okay, for whatever reason, they just don't like learning. 70%ers are often looking, and they're in your business, they're in your team. 70%ers are looking for the shortcut. 70%ers in the axe storing community are people who think that the axe is going to make them a great thrower. It's not. Now, the right axe can help you, just like a Jaguar goes faster than a Toyota Tercel, but at the same time, you can't skip the work. You can't avoid the work. There's nothing more frustrating than a person with a beautiful axe don't know how to throw the thing. Just terrible. 70%er, 70% behavior, looking for the shortcuts. The 70%ers at the LA Fitness when we play basketball, the 70%ers are the guys who come there with the Jordans, the warm-ups, the goggles, the knee brace. They got $200 worth of outfit on and $300 worth of shoes on. Can't play basketball. Just can't even play. Okay, it's not the shoes, bro. Like the Nike commercial used to say back in the day, it's got to be the shoes. No, it's not. It's actually Michael Jordan. Period. It's the work that was put in when he got cut from his high school basketball team at Laney. That's what that is. It's the work. It's him getting his behind tore up in basketball by his brother Larry, getting tore up by his older brother. It's the work. It's the work that people miss. 70%ers are deathly afraid of the work. They hide from the work. They want the shortcut. They want the easy. They want the funnel. They don't look at leads as a bonus. They look at leads as the number one way to build their business. Won't work, never worked. Guess what? We tried it. You're just not going to, you make a couple bucks, but you're never going to make the money that I would assume a lot of you are here to make, which is life-changing generational wealth. I'll say that again. If you're a 70%er, there's hope for you, by the way. But if you are a 70%er, you don't do any personal development, You have no idea how money really works, or how wealth and income work in the world, the way that it's built. When I say the Federal Reserve, 70%ers think that the Federal Reserve is a government entity. Okay, when I say taxation is theft, 70%ers say, no, it's not. The government's my friend. The government loves me. That's what 70%ers think. Okay, 70%ers are the people who simply are not going to ever do the mental work, the mental labor that it takes to be successful, not just in network marketing, but in anything. Okay, period. Just understand that. But they're going to be in your team. They're eventually going to quit for sure. And here's what you can say about 70%ers, because guess what? I used to be one. All right. The top 20% of 70%ers can move into the other category. I'll say that again. If you are a 70%er and you know it, you're playing the game at the minimum. You're a 10 BV person. Your auto ship is sporadic at best. It's only through the grace of God that you got on this call. You don't have a ticket for Vegas. You could care less. You think this is what 70%ers think. Oh, my sponsor's going to Vegas, or somebody in my upline, they're going to go learn the information. They'll bring it back to me. I don't have to attend online. I don't have to attend in person. I don't have to prioritize. I can let them do all the work, and they'll come home and spoon feed me like a child. That's 70%ers. But here's the thing. The top 20%, statistically speaking, the top 20% of 70%ers do have a chance. They have to start on a heavy dose of personal development and directional leadership, which is basically a 2x4 upside the head, telling them what to do and seeing if they're going to do it. Okay. Now, most 70%ers, when you give them an assignment, you throw them the ball, they're not going to complete the assignment. They're not going to watch the video. They're not going to throw the ball back. You'll hear back from them weeks later, and they're going to be mad because they haven't made money yet, a lot of money yet. Okay. That's 70%ers. Then you have 3%ers. 3%ers are different. 3%ers are successful. 3%ers are going to be successful at whatever they decide to do in life. They look good. They smell good. They move smooth. They got the gift of gab. They're going to be successful at anything they do in life. I don't care if it's insurance sales. I don't care if it's corporate America. I don't care if it's a school teacher. They're going to be the best. I don't care if it's acting. In every field, 3%ers are the top tier. It's as if God took a magic wand and tapped them on the head. There was no way Deion Sanders was not going to be successful. It's just impossible. He's a 3%er. He's a 3%er. Now, would he be super successful as a coach? Well, apparently, yes. Why? Because 3%ers are always successful. But here's the thing. They're not duplicatable. All 3%ers in network marketing have done is recruit other 3%ers, and they make money that way. It doesn't duplicate. Their money's going to dry up, and they're going to go to another company, and they're going to drag as many 70%ers to the next company as they can, because they know, on accident or on purpose, that 70%ers think the company is what makes them successful. 70%ers think that the new hot product or the new pre-launch company or the new cryptocurrency investment is going to make them successful. They don't understand that it's them that has to get better. Now, the 3%ers are not bad people, and neither are the 70%ers. The problem with 3%ers is they're so not duplicatable. They come into this industry trying to build teams with a set of non-transferable skills. You cannot coach 7'3". You can't coach height. Whatever it is Travis Hunter has, you can't coach that. Whatever it is Larry Bird had, whatever that was, you can't coach that. 6'9", 240, pass like a point guard. You can't coach it. In network marketing is no different. Okay? Now here's the problem. And I'm going to ask y'all this question, but let me tell you about the 27%ers first before I tell you the next thing. 27%ers. These are the people, the salt of the earth people, the people who want to learn if you teach them, the people who will invest time, money, energy, and effort to become successful. And they know that it's not going to be overnight, but they know it's going to be worth it to get it over with. They know that. Okay? Here's the problem. Most people in network marketing don't even know that these categories exist. And here's the next question. What group, the 70 percenters, the 27 percenters, or the 3 percenters, what group is responsible for 99.9% of the training materials and training that goes on in our industry? The 27 percenters, the 3 percenters, or the 70 percenters? Who's responsible for 99.9% of the training that goes on in network marketing? It's going to be the 3 percenters. The 3 percenters. Okay? Anybody who said 27? No. The 3 percenters, the leaders, the shiny people, the top tier people that wear the fancy suits, the 3 percenters are responsible for 99.9% of the training in network marketing over the last 20 years. Here's the problem with that. Here's the problem. Can't nobody do what they do. That's like Shaquille O'Neal. See, you ever notice that a lot of times the best basketball players, Larry Bird, Michael Jordan, and some others, are terrible general managers and terrible coaches? You ever notice that? You ever notice that? Let me tell you who the best coaches are. The players who played and made the team, but they weren't 3% superstars. Eric Spoelstra, okay? Pat Riley. Phil Jackson was good, but he wasn't no Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. It's the 27 percenters that end up being the best coaches because they understand systems, like the triangle offense. That's a system. Okay, yeah, Nick Saban played football. He played, but he was not top tier NFL. Okay, 27 percenter. Thank you, Gina. Put that on it. Thank you. Habakkuk 2, verse 2, chapter 2, verse 2. And the Lord answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables that he may run that readeth it. You want to go fast? Write it down. Thank you, Gina, for posting that. Okay. Yeah, you can't coach talent because people get tired, but systems don't. Kirby Smart, again, same. 27 percenters need to be coaching and teaching, but it's the 3 percenters, okay, that are doing most of the instruction in this industry. And that's why a lot of people fit, because guess what? You can't do it like that. And so you shouldn't be frustrated when that happens. Don't be frustrated. Okay, don't be frustrated. So now that you understand those 3 categories, okay, what I'm about to give you, let me say this. Please put a 1 in the chat if you understand at least the basics of those 3 categories and you can identify what part you're in. Okay, perfect. If you are a 3 percenter, and some of you are, you need to become a 27 percenter because you can't duplicate you. You're too good. You're not even the problem. If you're a 70 percenter, you need to be doing personal development every day so that you can get your mindsets into the area where you can become a 27 percenter as well, because that's where the money is in network marketing. And that's the thing that's going to duplicate in business. This is why McDonald's is successful. McDonald's is not a 3% restaurant. Okay, McDonald's is not a 3% restaurant. Okay, it's just not. All right, McDonald's is a 27% restaurant built on systems, and McDonald's out earns. And we're talking about business and making money. I'm not worried about the flash. We're not worried about the flashy stuff. Okay, McDonald's is a 27% restaurant. It's not a 70% restaurant. You're not going to go in there and get robbed. Okay, you're not going to get food poisoning every time you go. It's not going to get closed by the Board of Health. It's not a 70% restaurant. It's not a 3% restaurant. It's not fine dining. You don't have to make reservations. It's not a 5-course meal. No private chef. It's not a 3% restaurant. Okay? McDonald's is a 27% restaurant, and they have a system. I used to work there. It's the most amazing thing I've ever seen. The most successful, highest earning restaurant chain in the history of the world. And it is run by high schoolers. I'm going to say that again. I need you to understand the importance of systems in the 27% mentality. This is the most successful restaurant in the history of the world. Not a single second. Second place ain't even close. It's not even close. I go to Italy, McDonald's. You go to Russia, McDonald's. I go to Switzerland, McDonald's. In the airport and out. I go to China, damn, McDonald's. Go to Japan, McDonald's. Go to Australia, McDonald's. Go to Turkey, McDonald's. What? Okay, now here's the system. Now look what Shauna just said. Her first job, she was drive-through queen. Okay, guess what part of McDonald's system is? Whenever they possible, put the pretty ladies at the window. Kid you not, that's part of the system. Okay, you know where to put the guys at? We flipping the burgers and doing the fries. It's the truth. Yeah, in Trinidad, McDonald's. Thank you. Everywhere. Okay, just understand the guys on the grill, the ladies at the window. Tip. That's 99% of the time whenever possible. Let me tell you what else. When you're going to me, just part of the system. Shake machine broken. Shake machine broken. Who cares? Yeah, we got shakes. It don't work. We don't care. It's part of our system. It gotta be. It's not even coincidence at this point. Okay. Let me give you one more. When you walk into a McDonald's and you stand at that front counter, is the French fry machine always on the left? Yes or no? Is the French fry machine not always on the left? Always. It's part of the system. And if you don't understand systems, you don't have to use ours. Listen, you don't have to be on the Franchise Factor on Saturday morning to learn our system. I wish you did. You don't have to be on these calls and promote these calls to your teams because that's part of our system. You don't have to attend the event once every 90 days, online or in person, for less than the price of a date night at the movies. You don't have to do that as part of our system. You don't have to do it, but you better create your own. If you're not going to come to our events live or in person, you're not going to get on the Zooms, you're not going to be on the Detox Diva call, you're not going to watch the recordings, you're not going to read the books, you're not going to watch the videos. If you're not going to do any of that, you're either going to fail or you better come up with your own systems. Okay. And whatever you decide to do out that's on you. So now that we have a in-depth understanding of the 70%ers, the 27%ers, and 3%ers, okay, all my top earners, all my 25K, my 20K, my 50K, 75K people, y'all better start duplicating. Y'all better start duplicating. Otherwise, you'll never make it to the million. It is duplication. Okay. Now, here's the proper foundation for 27%ers. Let me give it to you. Number one, your 20 reasons why is the first thing that you have to lay down as a proper foundation. And you're writing this stuff down. One, you're writing it down for you to do and learn. Number two, you're writing it down so once you do it, you can teach it. Okay? Because until you can delegate, you can't retire. Now, I don't want to retire. I love this business. I love helping people. I love posting when people on our team have made 500, 5,000, 10,000, 20,000, 30,000, 50,000, 100,000, million. I love it. I fall asleep and dream about it. I can't wait to post our next $1 million earner. I can't wait to post our next six figure. I cannot wait. It's just something I fell in love with. God blessed me to fall in love with the work in network marketing. Now listen, that might not be your thing. Okay? You have to know what your reasons are. And you got to have an intimate relationship with your top 3 reasons. And you need to know what your team's top 3 reasons are. When you sponsor somebody, you need to ask them, what are your top 20 reasons why? Give them that homework assignment. That's the proper foundation for growth for a 27%er. Until you have that top 20 reasons why, they're not even in business yet. I don't care if they're on auto ship for $500. They're not even in business yet. Okay? And once you get that list of top 20 reasons from them, and you see them highlighted their top 4, when you talk to them, what you think you're supposed to talk to them about? What you want? No. You need to be talking to them about what they want. Okay? And sometimes it's a health goal. Will, I'm having a real rough week, man. I don't know. I might have to pull back from the business a little bit. Okay, that sounds good, man. But do you still want to take your kids on that vacation to Disney World or no? If that's somebody, I want my kids to go on the vacation. Forget Disney. I want to go to Universal Studios. And got the fast pass, the universal fast pass. I want to skip the line and have everybody look at my family like, why are they skipping us on every line, on every ride? Oh, because they got money. Okay. So if you know what your new rep, if you know what your 27%ers reasons are, the top 4, okay, Will, man, I'm not going to be able to make it to the event, even online, man. I got to work all weekend. I won't even be able to get a ticket and watch the recording. Okay, that's fine, man. But listen, You still want to take your wife and kids on that all expense paid dream vacation to Universal Studios with the fast passes so they can do all the Harry Potter rides, or no? We still want to do that, or no? It's okay. I'm just curious. Because what are you going to talk to them about if you don't know what they want? Stop thinking it's about you. Once you in, it's about what your team wants. You help enough people get what they want, you'll always have what you want. That's a fact. Jim Rohn said that. Number two, proper foundation for growth with 27 percenters. Core beliefs. I'm not going to go in depth about this because Coach Marcus is going to teach it. I think he's teaching about it next weekend. I hope so. Anyway, look, I hope so. Okay, talking about the core beliefs. All right, I'm going to just kind of touch on what they are, but he's going to give you more than what I'm even giving you here. Okay, a belief in the products, ladies and gentlemen, that's not up for debate. If you're not using our soap and you in our company, that's the issue. If you're not brushing your teeth with our tooth powder, that's the issue. You're not taking a bath with your soap, that's the issue. Okay, instead of a multivitamin like Centrum from Walmart that don't even work, you're not using your black seed oil twice a day, that's the issue. You're not using your fulvic acid as the #1 energy drink in the history of the world, you got an issue. Go to the gym with a bottle of water and take your fulvic acid and put it in there and watch the water change and watch the people at the gym start staring at you. And eventually somebody's going to come over there out of curiosity and ask you what that is. In fact, you really want to be a G? Take the label off the bottle. Don't go in there and lose 100 pounds. Don't go in there like Sonic Jones at the gym, drop 100 pounds and go to the same gym on purpose so people really see you and have an unmarked bottle and put that fulvic acid in that water. The curiosity going to eat them up. Do not go to the gym and get swole like Ed Banks. Ed is basically a linebacker. Just an FYI. If y'all ain't never met Ed in person, Ed look like Mike Tyson. Okay, same, but just might as well be Mike Tyson. Okay, just taller. Ed go to the gym. Ed been working out since I was working. I was a kid. Ed was new at the same gym. Dude always been big, crazy. Ed go to a gym with a bottle of water and an unmarked bottle of black seed oil. Okay, well, he's at the point now where he can brand it as what it is. I take that back. Once you make your first 25, 30, 40,000, all right, different. But if you're just coming up and you go to the gym and you know you're getting swole, you're getting good results, ladies out there getting lean, take that unmarked bottle, take the label off the bottle and put that in there and watch people start to ask you, what are you doing? What are you drinking? What is that? I need that. And guess what? You don't have to tell them no fancy, long, drawn out scientific thing. You're going to put them to sleep. I'm going to give you an advanced communication tip. Okay? Develop a sound. I'll tell you what I use. Develop a sound bite. Develop a sound bite where when people ask you, what does that do? What is that? What does it do? You can tell them in one sentence that they won't forget. And even if they don't buy right then, they're going to always remember because it's a sound bite. This is an advanced marketing tip. This is strategy. This tip alone is worth more than the amount that you paid for Vegas. By far. It's not even close. Let me give you some examples of some sound bites before I give you one. What is Nike's catchphrase? Let me see how many of y'all to memorize this stuff and ain't even tried. Thank you. What is Burger King's catchphrase? What is their sound bite? What is that? What is Burger King? Thank you. What is McDonald's soundbite? What is McDonald's little catchphrase? What's their little soundbite? McDonald's. Yeah. Let me get one more. Let me see if I get a tough one. Get a tough one. What is Adidas's soundbite? What's Adidas's soundbite? Adidas. It's not even as popular as Nike. What's Adidas soundbite? Let me see who knows Adidas. My sports people at. I know it. Let me see if y'all know. What's Adidas's soundbite? They got 3 words. Sydney ain't been at the gym. She don't know. Sandra ain't been at the gym. She don't know. What's Adidas? I remember it. And guess what? The fact that y'all don't know what Adidas is, that tells you why Adidas is not as popular as Nike. But Adidas is impossible is nothing. Impossible is nothing. That's Adidas is. Impossible is nothing. Okay, so understand. Here's the crazy part. That is why Adidas is not as popular as Nike. They don't even have a soundbite that most people I know. Boy, Eddie, stop it. Eddie, stop it. But you know what? I'm over it. Eddie, you're not coming to the penthouse Sunday. We're going to church. We're going to church. Bro. All right. So here's the thing. When people ask me, what does that do? I use different sound bites. Okay. One of my sound bites that I learned from Big Al. This is worth a lot of money to you. Okay. I don't really know how it works. All I know is it turns my body into a fat burning machine. Okay. That's it. If I'm losing weight and I'm at the gym, man, what is that? How that work? What that do? Bro, I don't even know how it works. All I know is it turns my body into a fat burning machine. Period. Period. That's all I know. Okay? All I know. All right? People ask me about the wild yam spray. Okay? People ask about the wild yam spray. All right? Depending on who I'm talking to. When the dudes, man, look, I saw you talking on Facebook about that. The wild yam, but I don't know how it works. Honestly, I tell you what, it's gonna put some lead in your pencil. You feel me? It is going to put some lead in your pencil. Do you feel me? That's what I tell the dudes. And look, I'm not lying. It's gonna put the lead in the pencil. I'm just telling you. If I'm taking something else, I'm taking black seed oil. They ask me, man, what that do? What that black seed oil do? Man, look, I don't even know how it works. All I know is I feel like I'm 21 again, only with better judgment. Okay? I don't know how it works. All I know is it makes me feel like I'm 21 again, only with better judgment. Okay? Those are proven, tested sound bites that have made me more sales than I care to count. And guess what? They're duplicatable. They're duplicatable. Okay? That's what matters. Tiara says that's what she told men at the Wednesday event and sold 4 bottles. Yes. Now, as a quick fun fact, this is science stuff that I don't really talk about, but I'll mention it right now. The wild yam cream is actually the precursor to the 4 most popular steroids that bodybuilders use. I'm gonna say that one more time. The wild yam spray, if you ever found a wild yam, it's not a sweet potato. You don't eat it. It's not edible. Okay. But the wild yam that we use to create our wild yam magnesium spray, I did so much PubMed.gov research on this a couple of weeks back, is the same ingredients that is a precursor for anabolic steroids. Okay. I am stronger now in the last 2 to 3, 4 weeks just from that spray. The spray is the real deal. And the best way I can describe it is an all natural steroid that's affordable and you don't have to stop using it. Fellas, for any man, I know it does amazing things for women too, but I can only speak for the men. Gentlemen, if you're not using the wild yam spray, you are missing out on the gains in the gym, the bedroom, and everywhere else. Okay. For the dudes, I spray 2 sprays on each thigh before I go to bed. And the next day, before I go to bed, I will spray 2 sprays on each shoulder and rub that in, and that's that. Okay, that's why the androgen receptors are in this, that, with all right. So let's get back to it, okay? But the wild yam is my one of my favorite products out the gate. It's incredible. The wild yam cream with the beetroot max, game over. All right. So here's the point. All of that, what I just said, do you feel at least 10% more confident in the products? Just by that, do you feel 10% more belief in the wild yam spray just on the information I just gave you? You should, because that entire soliloquy was designed specifically to help build your belief, because we're still on number 2, core beliefs. You got to have belief in the product. You have to have belief in the industry, the business model of network marketing, ladies and gentlemen. There are videos that you must have watched multiple times. Okay? What are some of your favorite videos that have built your belief in the network marketing industry? And I already know it's going to be the same 3 or 4. Why? Because that's part of our system. Brilliant compensation. Yep, that's one of them. Give me another one. It's 3 that I'm looking for. Okay? The band Class. Thank you. That's number 2. I'm looking for one more. It's 3. Perfect Business. Thank you. That's the top 3 videos that you should be watching over and over again until you understand this business at a deeper level. Okay? People go to college for 4 years and be struggling to get a job. If you teach this business, like if you treat it like college with your self-education, you won't have to look for no job. You'll be hiring people. You'll be hiring housekeepers if you wanted it. Okay, if you wanted it. But that's the 3 videos specifically designed as part of our system. So you don't have to use our system to build your belief in the products, to build your belief in the business model of network marketing, but you better create your own if you ain't gonna use ours. Okay, you better create your own. All right. You got to have belief in the pay plan. Well, you already know how that works. Get paid. Okay. Earn the pay plan. You'll learn the pay plan. We've created videos to help you understand the pay plan. We just dropped a new video. I can promise you half y'all ain't even seen it yet. It's in the chat group. All right. All right. And then you have to have belief in yourself. And belief in yourself is the most important. Okay. It's the most important. Okay. So when you see those videos, the videos where Les Brown is on there and Matthew McConaughey is on there and Morgan Freeman, and they're telling you about, visualization and creating your reality. And these are all designed to build your belief in yourself. There are videos there that are specifically designed to build your belief in yourself. And you need to be watching these videos every day. When you wake up and brush your teeth in the morning, the video should be playing while you're brushing your teeth. Why should personal development videos be the first thing you cut on and let it play in the background while you're doing your morning routine? Why? Because you're still in a theta wave brain state at that time, and your mind is very susceptible. That is why the first thing when you wake up in the morning should not be to check your phone. It needs to be to hit play on the videos from YouTube that you have bookmarked or downloaded or whatever, because that information needs to go into your brain while you're still in a theta wave brain state. Okay? I'm not going to do a whole class on it. I ain't got time. God, dog, we almost out of time. All right. Number 3, proper foundation for growth for the 27 percenters. Okay? Retailing and recruiting system. After people do the personal development, because you don't teach retailing and recruiting before you get top 20 reasons why. You don't teach retailing and recruiting before you start someone on the path of belief and personal development and core beliefs. Okay? You don't do that. All right? You don't do that. Okay. The third thing is going to be retailing and recruiting systems. Now, our retailing system is built around the hot market, which you'll be learning in Vegas again for the 19th consecutive year, obviously, right? Hot market system for retailing products. And then you're going to have the business announcement text. That is our 2-step retailing system to put some money in your pocket your first day or your first week. Now, let me ask you. How many people have made money with our hot market system business announcement text? How many people have made money within 30 minutes of learning that? Okay, it's a rhetorical question. I already knew the answer. Okay, now if you're a guest or you're new, please go over to the chat and look at the dozens of people saying me. These are people who have made money within their first day or within their first week. Okay, with the hot market system. It just works. But Will, I don't want to do that. I don't want to use the hot market. I don't want to do the business enough. Okay, well, you're going to need a different system for you. You're going to need a different system. Okay, you're going to, but ours works. But you might need a different one, and that's okay. All right. But you have to have a retailing and I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the recruiting system a little bit later. But that's in person meetings, social media, and this, that, and third. But you got to learn that. Okay. And then number 4, this is number 4. It's the last piece of the foundation for growth. Okay. The foundation for growth for 27 percenters is going to be to get plugged in. Okay. It's a combination of getting plugged in and your self-education. All right. That's the 4th. That's the foundation. That's the 4 pillars that are the foundation for growth for a 27 percenter. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are plugged in and you don't know what's going on, some of you weren't even aware that we have a Vegas event coming up and that you can attend online live streaming for 9 to 5. It's literally 7 to 8 hours of content that you will not get anywhere else in the world, literally for $40. Okay, for all my DoorDashers out there, y'all be getting a chicken sandwich for $3.95. By the time DoorDash finished with their fees, the sandwich is $44. But you still do it. Some of y'all get a Starbucks coffee 5 days a week. You already over the amount for the ticket. Starbucks coffee ain't gonna make you no money. But that $40 investment in yourself, and I can tell y'all this, Most of the tickets are $25 early bird tickets because people are smart. The $40 tickets that are left over, we don't make no money off that. The penthouse alone, the awards alone, anything separate is literally thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars more than the total amount for tickets. The only reason why we even charge is because we did a free event once. It was free. And for some reason, nobody showed up. And that was my fault. I learned a valuable lesson. People don't value free. I don't know why, but it's human nature. Everybody says they do, but you don't. So we have to charge. And those prices have been the same prices since like 2019. And every price of everything has gone up, but we haven't gone up on ticket prices. $25 early bird, $40. Okay. So y'all better get it while the getting's good. I don't want to hear nothing when the prices go up talking about, oh man, I remember back. No, you better get this information now. You better get it this weekend. Get it while it's getting good. And yes, you will have access to a recording. Okay. Now, let me ask you this. I know we're running a little bit long on the call, and I apologize for that. Let me ask you right now, do I need to continue on this, or do we need to pick this up the Tuesday following the event? Because we can't. Okay? I want to respect y'all time. Okay? I want to respect y'all time. Rick said right here, his company before a go was $300. Yeah, mine too, but I remember them days, man. I get it, bro. All right, let's finish this up. Okay, keep those pins working. That's the proper foundation for growth. You got it now. And you got to plug in. You got to know everything going on. Even if you can't make every call or Zoom, I understand. Catch the recordings when you can. You make the ones you can because the announcements are going to be just as valuable as the information. Now, let me ask y'all a question, and I'm asking this question again at the end of the call. On a scale of 1 to 10, and be honest, for all my job holders out there, okay? We've all been there or done that. Everybody I know has either had a job or currently has a job or had a job, okay? On a scale of 1 to 10, how hard do you go for your boss or your manager at your job on a scale? And be honest. I was giving them boys a 10 until I realized that I wasn't gonna get paid no extra and that they didn't value me. Then I started giving them like a 5, like a 6. At some point, with people who have jobs, man, we do just enough not to get fired because we know if we give them everything we got, it's not gonna benefit us at all. So how many people on there? What are y'all giving at y'all jobs? Yeah, 10, but they don't value it. Facts. Yeah, nowadays they get a 7, 8. Yeah, the longer you work, no, I don't mean the self-employed people, just the job people. Just the job people. Yeah, you're gonna burn out doing the 10. Yeah, it's gonna get less when you okay. And I've had a job. I started working when I was 12 years old. When I was 12 years old. That was my first job. And I'm gonna tell you like this. Eddie says 7 on payday. Here's the thing about jobs. I love it. I gave him a 10. I gave him a 9 even when I was sick. I did everything I could. And when everything went right, my boss took the credit. And when things went wrong, I got the blame. Now, I don't know if it's like that at y'all gig, but it's like that at my gig, or used to be. And then after that, I realized when the new position opened up, it was somebody's brother or their son or their brother. Somebody got the position that I knew I had earned. So I could not in good conscience give them a 10 no more, but I had to really understand I was on the way out. Okay. I was going to give them the best I could until I mentally checked out. And I started to shift. And I was like, someone I had to train. That's the craziest part. Okay. I at some point I had to stop casting my pearls before the swine, giving them the best I got. And I was like, I'm gonna still do this work unto the Lord. But boy, I'm about to check up out of here. And I already knew that. Okay, just understand that. Okay. I just wanted to see what everybody was doing in those areas. And I understand it's the same as it was when I was working. All right, cool. Ain't much change. Now, let me give y'all a tip. And this is a tip from the Taiwan team. I talked to them last week, and they're just, they had one $500,000 earner last year. They just got another $500,000 earner, and they have a couple of 6-figure earners. And they started way after most of the people on this call. And so I really had to talk to them and really try to understand, how was this even going down in this capacity that they were making this type of money? And I look at their country, and their country got about 20 million people. And then you look at the US and Canada, and the US and Canada got almost 400 million. But Taiwan has per capita way more 6-figure earners than we do in the United States and Canada combined. It's weird. Okay. Their population is 6.3% of the combined population of the United States and Canada. They have a lot less people. Let me tell you what else. They're terrible at English. Okay? Our customer service people do not speak Mandarin Chinese. They speak English. They type English. The keyboards are English. Okay? You ever go to Taiwan? The keyboards are in their characters. Okay? So they got some inherent disadvantages. Let me tell you another disadvantage they have. They're terrible at social media. So not only do they have a small population, they don't speak English, and that's terrible for an English country because that's just a bad deal. They be on Google Translate heavy. We actually had to hire translators for the first several months that we were working out of pocket. I had to hire translators to communicate. Okay. Anything outside of mainland of Taiwan is going to be communist. It's a communist country where MLM is illegal. Okay. MLM is illegal. Like imagine in your state, imagine you live in Texas, and imagine that all the other states outside of Texas are MLMs illegal. Just imagine that type of culture. Okay, that ain't no good deal. Okay, and on top of all that, because of the tenuous relationships between the United States and China, they have the slowest shipping of anywhere in the world. They have the slowest shipping from Green Organics than anywhere in the world. Okay, just understand that. So they got a bunch of disadvantages. So I'm talking to them, how are they making more than the people here with all the advantages in less time? Well, I got that for you tonight. I told you, you're gonna get your value tonight. Okay, I'm gonna tell you right now. they just start the HBN. They're learning GoDasana right now. Okay, but they learned HBN first. That's all we had. All right. This is why they win. Number one, they only know one way to build the business, and the only way they know to build the business is the only way I ever taught them to build the business. 100 BV, you find two, you help them find two, and keep that going. They know nothing else. They don't know how to do no Facebook posts. You go look at their Facebook pages, they be posting pictures of the garden, just a flower. Like it's not, don't even try that. Okay. They only know relationship network marketing, and out of the people they know in their community, they go find two people who feel the same way they feel, who want to make six figures. They don't even get involved to make $500 a month. We have that here, and we're very proud about it. And they all had to make 500 first before they got to 500,000, FYI. Okay, but per capita, it's the highest earning team in Green Organics history. Per capita, there's some other teams out there that have more six-figure earners. Yes, more men. Yes, for sure. But as far as the number of people on the team, this is the smallest team, and they got multiple six-figure earners, and in fact, two $500,000 earners. It's crazy for me to even say that. Okay. So, but they only know one way to build the business. They don't even know, to this day, they don't know that the 25 CV option with HBN is a thing. When I was teaching them GoDasana the other day, they don't even know that GoDasana has a 5 BV option. They can't read it in the back office anyway. Where it says 5 BV, they can't read that. All they know is 100 BV, find two, same play, 24,000 a month. That's all they know. I'm not teaching them nothing else. They don't care about funnels. They don't care about leads. They don't even have drop cards in Taiwanese. Nothing. They know one way to build the business. The second thing, how they overcome all of these disadvantages, they are products of the product at another level. And when they talk about products, less is more. Okay? The only products they promote on the HBN side, and this has not changed. This has not changed. Okay? Mind, body, soul, period. I just taught them about ACVB berberine, and they're learning about Beetroot Max right now. Okay? But understand, less is more. Okay, you got 20 million products, people get confused. They get confused. Okay, 20 million products, they get confused. They got their core. Like me, all I ever talk about nowadays, wild yams, magnesium spray, Align, Prosperity, black seed oil, fulvic acid, and maybe apple cider vinegar, Beetroot Max. And I'm starting to talk more about the ocean minerals, but it's about 7-8 products, and that's me. So they're only dealing with 3 or 4. Okay, so just understand that less is more, and they know those 3 products like nobody else knows products in the world. Okay, so their product of the product is at another level. All right, that's their advantages. Another advantage, talking to them, they have a cultural work ethic. Now, this is interesting. Okay, and this is why typically I had asked them this. This is why, to some degree, as far as math scores on math tests, okay, Taiwanese students, Chinese students in general score very, very, very high on math, and it's a cultural thing. And they're explaining to me via translator that when they go to class and they get a math problem in particular, as children, they are taught that even if it's difficult or they don't know the answer, there's no direct correlation to this word, but this is what it would translate to. It is figure outable. It is figure outable. And there's a strong emphasis on persistence. Okay. So the culture as children is not, okay, I went and tried for basketball. I didn't make it. So I quit. No, I'm going to keep trying until I get good. Okay. So they have a strong emphasis. They have a cultural work ethic that is ingrained as children. You are going to figure this out because it is figure outable, period. And they apply that same work ethic to network marketing. Now, I'm going to tell you another thing. Now, our Taiwanese team is actually Christian. They're all Christian converts, okay? They're all Christian. However, they weren't all raised Christian. A lot of them were raised with traditional Taiwanese, what they call Confucian values from Confucius, okay? But they're all Christian. They'll tell you Jesus is Lord and they'll keep it moving. But they were raised with not a different spirituality, but a different philosophy, okay? And I'm going to tell you, their Confucian values, this is word for word translated anyway, okay? Their values encourage loyalty to organizations and a collective mindset, which translates into stronger team collaboration and commitment to achieving goals. I will read that again. Their Confucian values that they grew up with, their philosophy, okay, that they were raised with in their society, encourage loyalty to organizations and a collective mindset, which can translate into stronger team collaboration and a commitment to achieving goals. When you go to the Chinese food restaurant, everybody there is related. They all work together and they all live in one house. They take all of the profit, they pay off the one house for the oldest son typically, and then they go buy another house and all of their money goes on to paying off that house. And at the end of 10 or 12 years, all 7 family members own their own house free and clear. And they own their own cars free and clear because they collaborate. Okay? Encourage loyalty to the organizations. And a lot of times, the organization is the family and the business partners who are also from the family. We don't do that here. In the United States, we have more of a rugged individualism. INDEPENT. We all that independent, all that dumb stuff. Okay? When we turn 18, people kicking the kids out the house. You better have your own crib. You're over 18. You better have your own house. That's so stupid in this day and age. Okay? But we don't understand because our values growing up was rugged individualism. That's built into us. Okay? And sometimes that hurts us and it helps other cultures. Okay? Number 7, why are they having the type of success? Market differences. Now, I can't do much about this, but I'm going to tell you, they have different consumer preferences insofar as their attitudes toward MLM in Taiwan. They love them. The attitude toward MLM in Taiwan, I'm going to tell you, they love it. They look at it like if MLM company is coming, they look at it like a job fair. That's the closest way I can describe the way they talk about MLM. And MLM is very attractive because it has a higher income opportunity for them. Okay, it's like if you have 2 math problems on the desk, one math problem is on a scale of difficulty is a 4, the other math problem is a 10. If you solve the math problem that's a 4, you get $4,000 a month. If the other problem, admittedly harder, but if you solve that math problem, you get $10,000 a month. They're going to pick the harder math problem every single time. They're going to pick the harder math problem. Okay, they look at the job. Okay, the job is cool. I could work a job in Taiwan. And if I solve the job and figure it out, I'll get $2,500 a month. But if I figure out this MLM thing, if I figure it out, because I can figure out anything, if I figure it out, I'm going to get $25,000 a month, even though it's harder. Give me that. Okay? Give me that. So they have a MLM, their attitude toward MLM is not a pyramid, scammy, schemy thing based on goofy, shiny object syndrome, people jumping from company to company. They don't even have that. Okay. Another thing I'll tell you, their communication style. These are all things I want you to write down because these are things that you can incorporate into your culture of your team as you build it. Now, and again, I'm just telling you the stuff that we know works. Okay, the stuff that we know works. So it's going to be their communication style. Now, their communication style culturally, people in Taiwan are much more respectful of hierarchical leadership. This, again, this is culture. They're very, very respectful to their elders and they're respectful to leaders in organizations, regardless of age. The level of respect is incredible. It's incredible. And I didn't notice it till they said it. And I looked at how they treat me versus how some of the people on our team treat me. I'm like, this is crazy. Of course, y'all ain't making money. Y'all, there ain't no respect. Not at the level, okay? So you got to understand that. So their communication style, they here we do a lot more independence and we be mixing stuff up and like we'll say do it that way, but I don't care. I'm gonna go do it this way. That's cool. That's cool. They don't do all that. The leader said this. We dang in the military. We carrying out the mission like this, okay? Group dynamics and motivation is going to be different. That group dynamics are just strange in a good way, okay? And there is also a huge difference. It's the last one I'll mention to you. Okay, last one I'll mention is that there is a different way that local leaders train and motivate their teams. Okay, every training that they have in their local area is going to be in person over food or a beverage. Okay, I'm gonna post some of the pictures from some of their local trainings that they have. Y'all gonna be like, dang. Okay, they don't do no Zoom. They don't have YouTube channel. They don't do none of this online stuff. Okay, they looking for their two. They're looking for their two, and then they're working with their two. And when every time they do a meeting, they send me pictures. It is a bunch of happy people at tables talking. It started off in homes, and I noticed over the years it's gotten bigger and bigger and bigger. The number of people who come, every training they do is local, in-person training and motivation. Here in the States, where they tell it, we spoiled and we lazy, and they're not wrong. We are spoiled and we are lazy, and they're not wrong about that. But the results show in what they're doing, okay? Now, to be fair, as we get ready to close it, I'm gonna close this call up with a story and a Bible verse, okay? But I'm gonna tell you this, the first 6 months I worked with them, they didn't sponsor nobody. They were just mastering the basics and we were figuring out the language barrier. The next 6 months after they learned the basics of the system and the blueprint, and I was up at 6:30 in the morning because the time zones are so different, doing whiteboard presentations for them on Zoom, teaching them how to do the 2x2, which y'all get to see in person every time I go somewhere because I never change, okay? The next 6 months, they were spending all their time translating, kid you not, every product description, they translated that themselves into Mandarin Chinese. They took 6 months translating everything so that it became something that the teams could actually read. Because Google Translate ain't getting it for a lot of stuff. Just an FYI. Just an FYI. Not when you're talking about making millions of dollars. You want to do it. You want it done right. And they were learning pieces of English through the translation process. So it was a year before they made no money. But after that year, they absolutely blew up. And I have not had to do more than one meeting every 4 or 5 months with them. Just if we have a new product or something come out or Go to Sign Up popped up and they were ready to do that 6 months. They were ready to do it later. I haven't had to do no meetings with them at all, but I spent almost every morning for months with them, 6:30. And anybody who knows me knows I'm not a morning person. Okay, so hopefully that made sense to you. But I wanted to share with you that their first year was learning and education to the best of their ability. So I don't ever want you to think, oh, I'm already been here for a year and a half. I ain't made no money yet. Guess what? Your learning and education starts not when the time you join the company. It starts when you're ready to start taking it seriously. Okay, now I'm gonna close this up with a story, and this is quick. Everybody knows this story. It's from Cain and Abel in the Bible. And thank y'all for staying on a little bit longer. Hopefully this information resonated with you. Put a 1 in the chat, please, if you got value, and we will continue to do trainings like this. Keep it going. And again, this is, you ain't gonna find training like this nowhere else in the industry. I'm sorry, it don't exist. Okay. Now everybody knows the story of Cain and Abel. And this is all in Genesis. And Cain, the older brother, he offered a sacrifice to God from the fruits of the ground. Okay. It wasn't his best stuff. All right. Just to be frank. Now, Abel, okay, Abel offered his stuff from the fruits of the flock, the best of what he had. Okay. The best of what Abel had, Abel brought. Now, here's the funny thing that happened. Okay. And Cain was the older brother. In a specific verse in Genesis 4, talks about how Cain's sacrifice was unacceptable. All right. And it said, here's the verse. And this is in Genesis chapter 4, verse 4 and 5. But on Cain and his offering, he did not look with favor. So God didn't want Cain offering because it wasn't the best he had. So Cain was very angry and his face was downcast. He was frowning, looking at the ground. Now, this led to Cain's jealousy, and eventually he murdered his brother. Okay. And his offering was the fruits of the ground, which just simply were not as good. His attitude wasn't good. He was holding back his best work. Okay. Now, God spoke to Cain in Genesis later in chapter 4. This is in verses 6 and 7. And God said this. Then the Lord said to Cain, why are you angry? Why is your face downcast? If you do what is right, will you not be accepted? But if you do not do what is right, sin is crouching at your door. It desires to have you, but you must rule over it. Now, what does that mean? Okay. It means that when you don't give your best, you are literally one step away from sinning. And whenever the Bible talks about a room, there's a different level to it. Whenever it talks about sin is crouching at your door, it literally means a door to a room. It means the room of your mind. Cain and Abel didn't have houses. Think about that. Okay, they were still right out the garden. Wasn't no construction work yet. Okay, so he was talking about the door to his mind. Whenever you see rooms and mansions and palaces and land like the land of Israel, the land of Jerusalem, the temple, that's all literal, yes, but I want you to also start to think, and we'll talk more about this in Bible class, but I want you to also start to think of certain areas as mental aspects, okay? So it said that sin is crouching at the door, which is mean you are just, when you start not giving the best you got, you are just one step away. And this is why I was glad to see so many people giving the best they got at their jobs, but you do know that at some point, you need to start applying the best at your business. You need to be, because some of y'all aren't giving to the tens in your network marketing business, and you're lying if you say you are. You're giving a lot of you are giving tens at your job and nines at your job, and you giving fours and fives when it's convenient at your network marketing businesses. We don't have to ask anybody to put that in the chat because y'all know who you are. And we can tell from your results. It's what it is, okay? Now, here's the point. It says, but if you do what is right, if you do not do what is right, sin is crouching at your door, and talking about Cain. Now, here's the thing. The word sin, we talked about this, I believe in Atlanta class maybe, but we'll revisit this in the Bible-based personal development class, which is coming up in 2025. Don't worry, okay? Because it's a lot. It's a lot for everybody. But the people who love it will love it. It's for a certain group of people. That word sin is translated literally to mean miss the mark. And the original root words in the original Bible languages of Hebrew, Greek, and Aramaic, okay, and then later on Latin, but that word sin literally means to miss the mark, okay? In the Greek, it's hamartia, okay? And it means missing the mark. And it's a specific term that came from archery, okay? So it doesn't mean sin like, ooh, I'm doing a bad thing that God doesn't like. That means you don't understand the literal translation of the word. Okay, and the reason I say that is because for people who understand God is omnipotent, omnipresent, God knew everything that you were going to do before you ever did it. Otherwise, it wouldn't be God. Just understand that conceptually speaking. So when it says miss the mark, it's you aiming at a target and missing through a fault of your own. That is what the literal word means. You can look this stuff up. You can look this stuff up. Translate the Bible yourself. Okay, and it was specifically used in archery and in spear throwing, where the goal was to hit a target. And hamartia, okay, the Greek word meant to miss the mark, to miss what you're aiming at. All right, that is what that is. Okay, now if you understand that what that means is Cain, okay, when he gave God less than his best, he was simply one thought away from missing his goal, whatever that was. And I believe the Bible didn't define Cain's goal, because it wanted us to be able to extrapolate and choose our goal and insert it there. Okay. And then if you fast forward just a little bit, and we're closing out, don't worry. And it says in the book of Colossians, it's the New Testament, it says, whatever you do, work at it with all your heart as working for the Lord, not for human masters. And you can look at the human word, the word masters as your boss. Okay. Whatever you, this is Colossians chapter 3, verse 23. Whatever you do, work at it with all your heart as if working for the Lord, not for human masters. Okay. You're not working for your boss. Now, when you come into network marketing, a lot of people are not giving the 10. You're not coming to the events. You're not learning. You're on the call. I'm happy about that. That's like a 6, but you're not giving your best. And this is the thing that I want you to look at it at a slightly deeper level. Cain, name is Cain for many, many reasons. One reason of which is when you don't give your best, a cane is something that indicates what? A handicap. Oh, look, that person is walking with a cane. It's hard for you to run your race when you're walking with the cane because you didn't give your best. You're handicapping yourself when you don't give your best to the things that you want to do, that you claim you want to do. Now, Abel gave his best, and what is his name? It literally says the word able. He's able. You are able to do all things. Okay? You're not hurting the company. You're not hurting me. You're hurting yourself. When you don't give the best, oh, I should follow up with that person. I should finish reading that book. I should, learn that stuff. I should learn the scripts and what to say to people and how to do it and stop making excuses. I need to watch these videos. I need to get around to it. When you don't give your best, you're handicapping yourself. You will limp and you will not finish the race. You will miss the mark. But when you give and again, everybody's best is different. But you know what your best is. It's different than what my best is and what so-and-so's best is. Your best is for you. And biblically speaking, if you're not giving your best, you're going to be handicapped. You can't get mad at me about it. You can't get mad at Coach Sonic about it. You can't blame Paula. You can't blame Alexandria because there are other people that are going to give their best for this limited amount of time. They're going to give their best, okay? And they're going to get the results that they want because they will be able. And I'm going to tell you how you know. This is 70% of mindset right here. When they see somebody else winning, and again, we all been guilty of it at some point, even one time. Don't lie and say you didn't. Tell the truth, shame the devil. When a person who's not giving their best, when they're getting upset at the results they didn't get for the work they didn't do, and they're in that, they got that Cain spirit, okay, that handicap spirit, self-handicap, you did it to yourself, okay? They're going to get jealous at the Abels. They're going to get jealous at the Abels. Some of you 70%ers, we've all been there, are going to see the people, oh, they 20K. Oh, they 25K. Oh, Charlie 75K. Oh my God, Kenya Diamond. And you think to yourself, that should have been me. No, it shouldn't. Don't be jealous because they gave their best. Don't be jealous. Don't be jealous. And that jealousy is going to eat you alive. And spiritually, you're going to be running in the Cain spirit at that point. And listen, I'm only telling you because I've been there. I was a young, stupid, rookie network marketer who did not understand the work that other people put in the personal development area to make millions and millions of dollars. And I would make excuses for their success. Oh, they're lucky. Oh, they had a good sponsor. Listen, when you start thinking that way, getting jealous, I'm letting you know you are one step away from sin crouching at your door. And that doesn't mean that you're committing some type of huge immoral offense. It simply means that you are going to miss the mark. You're not going to hit your goals. Okay? Period, point blank, in the story. All right? That is the proper foundation for growth for 27%ers. They got to know exactly what it takes. Now, let me tell you this, wrapping the call up, just want to give you all a heads up, some of the things that we'll be covering in Vegas, online and offline. So if you don't have your ticket, get it tonight. I'm just letting you know. If you get it after that, and I send you your money back, that means that you didn't get a ticket. I'm just letting you didn't give your best. I know what to say. Okay. You are going to receive your Smart Sponsor checklist and your new member orientation checklist. This will be handed out in paper to all the live attendees, but we're also going to post a PDF So everybody who attends can download that, print it out. And when you sponsor a new person, you'll have the exact checklist to go through on what they need to do, when they need to do it, how fast they need to complete it for their smart sponsored checklist and the new member orientation. We're also going to be teaching you, this is going to be fun. I'm going to be teaching you, and this is only for, I'm going to teach it to everybody, but this is only for advanced people to use, okay? Because this is cold market stuff. It's a 21-word ad, okay? It is a 21-word ad that you can place in your local newspaper. Newspapers are very, very inexpensive, and people still read newspapers, by the way, just heads up, people still read newspapers. But the people who read newspapers are going to be a little bit older. They need our products and they have money. Okay, they have income. They have disposable income. Okay, so I'm going to give you literally a 21-word ad that is literally, I can't say guarantee anything, but it is, to me, it's always worked. It is worth the price. These 21 words posted in the proper way in the right section of your local paper is worth the price of the event ticket. Okay, now I know some of you, I'm not going to spend money on that. I'm going to just get it from my sponsor. That energy is what is going to make sure that some people use the ad and get money and you don't. I'm just letting you know. It's the energy, all right? I'm going to give you a 25-word script that is proven to generate a lead out of thin air. This is stuff you can use. You can use it on social media. You can use it in person. A 25-word script, word for word. You do not need to change nothing. Will, why are you giving us scripts? Because I learned by watching you and watching the results that some of you are getting and some of the results you aren't getting, okay? I have learned that some of you are, you know what to do, but you're not doing it, okay? You see, you have a motivation issue. Some of you would do it, but you can't. You have a skill issue. So we're gonna fix that for you. If it's okay, we're gonna fix that for you in Vegas in the afternoon. We're going to give you a 25-word script to generate a lead out of thin air. Okay, well, I don't have anybody to talk to. We're going to fix that for you with 25 words. Okay, you can put that on an index card. You can keep it with you. And anytime you want to generate a lead, anytime you can use this 25 words. So you can say it, you can post it, you can message it, you can text it. It'll work every single time. Okay. We're also going to give you in Vegas, we're going to give you a 44-word invitation from start to finish. I am tired of watching people get a good lead, and then for some reason, some of you, maybe because your sponsors haven't taught you, or because you're just plugging in, you don't know what to say word for word. Okay, anybody who attends Vegas in person, anybody who attends online, you are going to literally walk out of Vegas with a 44-word invitation from start to finish. I'm going to tell you right now, do not change a word. Stop freestyling and be duplicatable. I know you got 27 degrees. I know you studied English in Harvard when you were 3 years old, but you're not a network marketing millionaire. So stop thinking you know more than those of us who are in this business. I'm not telling you how to raise your family. I'm not telling you that I know more than you in your line of work. I'm simply telling you this is the way that works. If you simply don't know what to say, you will. I am going to also give you a 22-word presentation. Will, what? I said a 22-word presentation. Okay, if you can memorize 22 words, you will be a presentation wizard. Are there longer presentations? Yes. Are there business presentations that take 3 hours? Yes. Can you learn those if you want to? Yes. However, if you were smart, you would learn and master these 22 words. And I'm going to give them to you in order. 22-word presentation. How much is that worth to you? I would say priceless. Because if you just start giving the 44-word invitation and the 22-word presentation, that's 66 words. Well, Will, what do I do after the presentation? Don't worry. Look, I got you. You're going to get some. I got you. I'm going to give you my personal favorite. And I did a video. It's one of my most sought after videos on YouTube ever. I can't even find it. It was my 20 favorite closes for network marketing. And it was probably my most popular video or most requested video than I had ever done by people all across the industry. Will, what are the top 20 best closes? I'm going to give you my favorite one, and it is a 22-word close. Now, let me put in perspective what you're going to be getting in Vegas if you really understand the value And that one of the core network marketing habits is promoting events. And when I say promoting events, I don't mean attending events. I mean promoting events to make sure that your team gets there, because this is the problem. Some of you think, oh, my team they don't want to spend the $25 or the $40. They don't want to they can't attend and watch the recording because you get a free recording, obviously. They don't want to do that. So I'm gonna learn and I'm gonna come teach it. Now here's where you messed up. Do you want to learn basketball from Michael Jordan or Craig Hodges? See, that's the question. You can take the same information just like you could take the same recipe, but the food won't taste the same. Some of you have been playing the game at a small level, trying to teach people, okay? And you don't have the impartation yet, okay? You don't have the mantle yet, okay? So when you teach them the same thing that I teach or the same thing that Coach Mark, it doesn't work when you teach them because it's you. Because it's you. Okay? You try to take information and regurgitate it, but I'm going to tell you right now, and this is one of the hardest things I ever had to learn. When I learned this next thing I'm going to tell you, it changed everything for me because I understood that I had to learn, then do the work, then teach. Okay? I'm going to tell you right now. You can regurgitate anything you hear, but you can only reproduce what you are. Ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You can regurgitate anything you hear, but you can only reproduce what you are. Okay? Just let that sink in. Let that sink in. Okay? Let that sink in. So some of this stuff, people are gonna have to get. Look, you can wear the white robe, you can say the same prayers as pastors say, but if you haven't got that impartation, the results will not be the same. All right. Now, this is it. And so I'm going to really need you to promote the event for you, because when your team learns from us, they are going to become far more valuable. They're going to make far more money because we're not just giving them, especially for my in-person people, but online people too. We're not just giving you information, we're giving you impartation. Some of y'all, you know what that. See, guess what? The spiritual community has a terminology. We're not just giving you information. Anybody can give you information. We're giving you an impartation. You can't put a price tag on that. This is why if an event was $300, $400, $500 back when I was at another marketing company, I would pay it and go. I just wanted to shake the people's hand and learn from the people who had the spiritual signature that I wanted to sign. Okay? Now write this down. We're not even going to talk about the 21-word ad, but I'm going to give you this right now. If you add up, okay? If you add up the 44-word invitation, the 25-word scripture-generated lead, let's pretend you already have leads. Let's pretend you already have people that you know on social media, et cetera, et cetera. And all you really need is the 44-word invitation. And you need to be doing that 10 times a day. Okay, we'll teach it to us now. No. Okay. The 44-word invitation, the 22-word presentation, and the 22-word close. That's 88 words. So here's my question as we close the call. Can you memorize 88 words? If all you ever did was use these 88 words every day, your results would be guaranteed just based on time, proven, tested, and the law of averages. I'm going to ask you again. Okay? Can you memorize 88 words? Listen, I know it sounds ridiculous, but I'm not going to lie to you and invoke the wrath of God on my life. I'm telling you the truth. Okay? Now, my favorite song, I'm going to tell you my two favorite songs in the whole world. My favorite song, okay, as far as secular music. Okay, my favorite song is Good Vibrations by the Beach Boys. I know every word. I know a lot of people are surprised by that. Okay? That song is so good. Good Vibrations by the Beastie Boys is by the Beach Boys is so incredible. Okay? That song has 140 words in it. 140 words. I know every word by heart. If you can memorize your favorite song, Okay? Look, Ed say all the years and all the money he ever earned, no one ever taught you this. You're welcome, bro. You well. You look, you're doing great. Learn it, do it, which is what you're doing, and then you go teach it. Okay? 140 words. My second favorite song is a song called As by Stevie Wonder. That song has almost 400 words. It's incredible. I know every word. Okay? If you can memorize your favorite song, which you've already done, you can 100% memorize 88 words that will change your financial life forever if you promise yourself you will use them every single day. And use them the way I teach you how to use them, in the order that I teach you how to use them. Okay? You'll never need nothing. Look, you'll be at the $40 million penthouse and you'll be like, Will, I booked the penthouse. Y'all coming through or what? The next year, it'll be you. And I'm going to tell you, take this seriously, because later next year, when y'all hear the next event in Hawaii, I don't want y'all talking about, ooh, I can't go because I ain't got the money. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it, because we're giving you everything you need. And all you have to do is do like Abel and give your best. And you are going to be flying first class to Hawaii to see us later in the year, because we ain't doing no winter events nowhere where it's cold. So and later on in 2025, I better see y'all in Maui. I've been there 13 times. 13 times. And with network marketing, before network marketing, I had never been to Hawaii even one time. Okay, that's what this industry can do for you. I love y'all so much. I appreciate you so much. Thank y'all for staying on long. I hope y'all got what you needed out this call. I cannot wait to see you jokers in Vegas. And for everybody who's attending with us online, do not worry. You are going to have an absolute time. And the only downside of attending online, you are going to be super mad that you didn't come in person, but you can be with us in Orlando for the next one. Okay? Love y'all. God bless y'all. We will catch y'all on the next one. Y'all have a good night. Thank you so much, Coach Sonic, for putting this together. And y'all enjoy your night, man. We'll see you this week.